What's going on, guys? PepperBelly here, playing some more Halo 4. This is my third match of Halo 4 ever, and also my first match of Big Team Infinity Slayer, or whatever the hell you want to call it, because, yeah, I don't know, they have weird words. I kind of know why they call it Infinity now, because of the ship Infinity in the campaign, and then, like, pretty much the entire thing is like, oh, we're on the Infinity ship going for training and stuff, and doing cool things, and playing versus and camp or cooperative and stuff like that. And the co-op's actually pretty neat too. I was trying that out today, and it's pretty cool how they actually have episodic content. So like they'll have an episode every week or month or something, and every episode contains like 5 missions, and it's actually pretty cool to do because you go in there with your buddies and just shred shit. And there's actually cinematic scenes as well, live action cinematics that they use to record to have play for each episode, showing, you know, so there's kind of a story to it, kind of like the campaign, which is actually kind of nice and really cool. I personally like it, and I can't wait to bust some aliens' faces in co-op with friends. Anyway, so playing some big team, probably my first attempt at a lot of the new weaponry I acquired somewhat. Like, I never actually sniped until I finally picked up the sniper in this. Well, I sniped in campaign, but that doesn't count. I'm talking multiplayer sniping, which is a little bit different because you're not shooting retarded, slow-moving aliens. You're shooting fucking players that are actually really good, and they're kind of, you know, challenging to hit targets, but it's not overly difficult. Anyway, so I want to talk about the features that I like that they changed, actually. Like, a lot of the gameplay mechanics, they kind of tweaked them a bit. They made them seem, they're still there, and some of them aren't. Some of them they completely eliminated and kind of just like went with a different way. So what I want to talk to you about is pretty much those things. Now, one thing I absolutely love that they changed, because I've always despised this in every Halo game because it was just incredibly fucking annoying, is when you get shot aiming down the sight. So say you pull up your scope and you get shot, it'll take you out of your scope, and you have to reinitiate your scope, and you get shot again, it takes you out of your scope, and you're doing a rinse and repeat thing, trying to like shoot this guy out, strafing pretty much back and forth with the guy shooting you, and he's doing the exact same thing. Whenever you get a hit on him, he has to recorrect his aim and all that. And it's incredibly infuriating because it just completely fucks everything up and just makes it so it's like very difficult to actually fight back. Because every time you get shot, you're taken out of your scope, especially when someone is engaging you from a very long distance. It's very difficult to actually require a very precise aim on him and actually get that shot off that'll take him out of his scope and give you a slight advantage to the firefight to what you're having with a specific opponent. Either way, it's just, they completely eliminated it, and they made it so instead of it actually removing you from your scope, every time you get hit, it pretty much just jars your vision. So kind of what Call of Duty does, but not as annoying, where it'll kind of make your gun kind of just kick upwards, kind of like you just fired off a shot, but with more recoil than usual. And it actually is still annoying because it's very difficult to bring your sight down just slightly to get that, you know, keep getting headshots, because every time you're getting hit, your scope's raising up and makes it more difficult. To me, it kind of reminds me of Battlefield 3's suppression system, where if you're shooting, all of a sudden you start getting suppressed by someone, like a light machine gunner, or someone's fucking pounding a whole bunch of lead in your area, then you're going to start, like, getting that jarriness where you're just not able to shoot, and your aim is just seriously affected. It kind of feels like that, except it only happens whenever you're actually getting hit by the round. And I don't know, I thought that was a great change, because it still lets you have a chance at fighting back without completely being fucked by whoever's shooting you, because you can't aim down your sights. And the only way I would see that it would actually be good that way is if they made it kind of like a hold to aim thing, like with the left trigger, but it's not, it's toggleable, so, and it's used with the right stick, and that's what made it really annoying too, is the fact that every time you get shot, it would take you to your sight, and you have to click with the right stick, and it's kind of difficult to do that when you're pulling your stick all the way to the right, trying to recreate or realign your aim while clicking the stick. It's just fucking infuriating, but that's my point. That's why I use that bumper jumper, or whichever one it was, I don't remember, wherever you press the right bumper to zoom in. I think it's the green thumb one, actually, and I used that for a bit playing Halo Reach and Halo 3, and it actually increased my efficiency with hitting targets because I was able just to tap that and keep aiming without having to worry about clicking the stick. It made it a lot easier, but still, aiming with the right bumper was really weird and finicky and just fucking, I don't like it. One of the things I want to mention I don't like, which relates to the control issues or control schemes, is just the controls themselves. Like, they changed them severely. Like, I wouldn't say like uber severely, but they changed them to the point where it was just like, okay, what the fuck, this feels more like Call of Duty. Yes, I said it, and it's true, because I mean, come on, they have like a semi-perk system in this game. I know a lot of traditional Halo fans aren't going to like it. Personally, me, I don't mind it as much because I'm used to playing games that offer, and look at this shit. Boom. This is a fancy little weapon. Anyway, but like I was saying, I don't really mind it. Although I kind of miss the old Halo 2 days where shit was just super simple. You had to go find the power weapons, all that stuff, locate specifically, you got to memorize their, like, time it takes to respawn and stuff like that, and just kind of play more strategically and more skill intensive than this. But anyway, going back on what I was saying, the controls. So they changed them so they feel a lot more like Call of Duty because now everyone can sprint. Everyone can just press the left stick in and then toggle sprint, and there you go. You fucking start sprinting all over the place really, really fast. And then get into people's faces and kill them. They also changed the crouching, which to me is just completely foobarred. I don't know why they would do that. It takes away from Halo so much, because everyone knows about crouch jumping. Everyone knows that stuff. It's a lot more difficult to pull that off when you have to press the B button. Like, this isn't freaking Call of Duty, okay? You don't press B to crouch, and that's just, it's ridiculous. I mean, like, and you toggle it too, like, there's certain situations where I find it would actually be beneficial, which I've seen myself, which is when you're sneaking up on someone, because clicking the stick down and holding it while moving it forward, yeah, okay, that was a little bit more difficult, because, you know, you're holding this, and you can feel it, you know, you're putting a lot of pressure on your stick, you're like, okay, I'm probably going to break my controller, especially if I rage and just, like, clench it and snap it in half. But either way, it actually just makes it a little bit more difficult to sneak around that way. That's the only benefit I see to having it as the B button, because you can just press it and slowly walk everywhere. But even then, it takes away from crouch jumping and being a lot more tactical and efficient with the way you move around the map, because now you can't really do it as easily, which is kind of like a bummer, because that's not Halo to me. I don't understand that. Like, being able to jump and crouch jump and reach those perfect timed jumps onto higher structures and stuff was just absolutely great in Halo games. And I tried doing that pressing B, and it doesn't work when you have to take your finger or your thumb off of your thumbstick, which you use to look around to press B, which kind of goes against the point of doing a crouch jump. You're just supposed to be able to, like, shoot people and, you know, turn around 360 no-scopes and stuff while you're doing it, which, like I said, makes it a little bit more difficult whenever you have the crouch button as B. I don't know, whatever. It's kind of silly to me, but whatever. I guess it's a change I have to make. The thing I would have done, which I don't see why it's not that difficult. I mean, if they could do something like clench protection, which is kind of crazy. Look at this shit. Give up and melee them. Anyway, when they actually have clench protection, so it's basically like they have a system where if you're, you know, squeezing, you may accidentally click your analog stick. It'll actually not register it because it can tell somehow, like, that you're clenching your controller too hard and accidentally click it. So it won't actually initiate it. It's kind of like it's reading your mind, where literally it'll only click when you want to zoom in, and when you're actually clenching and accidentally click, it won't count. It won't zoom in your sight. And that's where I begin to think, well, if they can do that, how difficult is it to actually map crouching, and I'm talking hold to crouch and sprint on the same button, essentially, which is the analog stick. I mean, they can easily make it so you have to have your analog stick forward and then click it, like most people do to initiate a sprint. And you have your stick at the stationary to click it and to go into crouch, because you had to do that originally anyway. You couldn't, if you were running fully forward by having your analog stick pushed all the way to the forward position and then you clicked, you wouldn't crouch. You would have to slow down for a bit and then click it, which I don't know why they couldn't just have both of them working simultaneously on the same analog stick. It would have made it significantly easier, and it would have freed up the B button to have for whatever you want, which would definitely not be, for me, it'd be melee. I don't know why they made it right bumper to melee either. That actually screwed up my game so much, because I'm so used to pressing B to melee people, or the right stick. And when I play Halo, my brain immediately switches into, this is Halo, it's B to melee type thing, wherein it's RB to reload, which is a little bit better in my opinion, because when you're playing Halo, you're not doing so much as, like, tactical reloads and shit, where you can get behind cover, you reload, come out and snap out and shoot a guy or whatever, like kind of what Call of Duty and Battlefield would do. It's actually a lot more difficult to reload with pressing the X button whenever you have to actually jump through the air and snipe people at the same time, because you're taking your finger off the thumbstick, which makes it more difficult to have full control of your character. Whereas when you had it as the right bumper, you had complete control of your character while you were reloading, so you could still follow your target while you're reloading, so when you're finished reloading, your sight's already on target, you just pull the trigger right away instead of having to readjust after you finish pressing X, which is, you know, it takes all those little things actually take away from your efficiency in gameplay, which is kind of, I don't know why they didn't really think about the controls that much. They could have done something better, in my opinion. Like, I just really don't like how it's done. And if you want to have it the original way, they make it so X is sprint. And it's like, it's recon. That's the recon controller set, and it's like, it's the same as Halo Reach and Halo 3. It's default, I believe, where it's right bumper to reload, B to melee, and click the left stick to crouch, but then suddenly sprinting is X, and you're just like, what the fuck is that? It's completely retarded. I really didn't like that much, and I don't know, I'm hoping the community can like rally together and spontaneously think of a better control scheme, and that way they'll actually do something about it and not make it all strange and weird and not cool, and just make it more like Halo feeling, because I don't really like this Call of Duty mimicking control scheme that just kind of feels too damn similar to Call of Duty and not Halo. And that's kind of, and it kind of defeats the purpose, because Halo is a completely different way of playing a game compared to like Call of Duty and stuff. So the control schemes have to be different, and you know, have to relate to the game and kind of help the player feel more at ease and more efficient with the way he gets shit done. You want to have it feel natural and smooth. You don't want to be kind of confused and discombobulated and like punching walls and stuff because you can't get your controls right and just get really, really annoyed. Pick up the Spartan laser. This is bullshit right here. Hit him and go around the corner and he's on fire and he's just like, oh yeah, scot-free. I was like, oh man, that was annoying. I was really mad at that. I was like, what? Come on. Like, one guy took me out with a shot when I was on, like, from across the map with a Spartan laser while I was riding a mongoose. Like, how the hell did he survive that? It just, bleh, punch walls and anger. Yeah, but at least I killed these guys. It makes me happy, you know. It's the way you get her done. Anyway, I actually went a little bit longer than I thought I would on each topic, because there are a few more things I can mention. But I guess I'll have to leave that for another video, and I'll be bringing out some more Halo content for you guys to watch. Some more killing stuff and sniping things and blowing shit up, and talk a little bit more about the game, maybe eventually get into some tips, tricks, and stuff like that I use, just kind of tactics and whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Take care, guys.